One. This is Cosmo Green Ninja, and we're back with episode 2 of Planet Zoo. We're coming back into our build of the Cosmic Zoo. Now, I understand that y'all are excited about this, and I am excited too. And the first episode was a lot of talk about the building itself and the plans, and we only had one animal installed at that time. Well, in this episode, we are going to take that time and we're going to add two more habitats, spruce up the interior a little bit, and plan out our next move going forward. So as we make our way in, I want to point out, do you see where that guy walked out of right ahead of there? That's the entrance to the staff only area. Um, I'd put a door there, but I've honestly just not felt like it at this moment. Um, I can tell you this, it is still not there at least 12 episodes from now. Because I have put a lot of time into the first dozen moments of this series. Now, not every moment of this series is video or recorded. Um, I go to build the expansion wing of the exhibit hall in the food court, I don't record that because that's just long, tedious laying tiles and glass and planning out where things are going. Um, so therefore, I don't worry about that. Uh, Another thing you may have noticed is there's only one side to see the iguanas on. There's not two sides like in King's Crossing when we can see the scorpions from two different angles. I took out and put a wall there next to the restrooms because I was like, I want this to be a little different. Um, I still haven't added the signage, but there will be signs above all the food and everything. And eventually there will be also planters on the dividing walls. Now back here is the main exits to the east and west side of the zoo. And this windows used to look over the Mute Swan Pond habitat in King's Crossing. Well, this is actually where we're going to expand out of this building into the exhibit hall, um, cutting Mute Swan in half. Um, Mute Swan is going to wrap around the exhibit hall, so it's going to be the largest habitat in the zoo by all means. Everything else is going to be pretty small. So, but right about here is where I plan to cut it out. Uh, about the middle, where that middle TV is, that's where I plan to do it. Eventually, signage will go up and everything once plans have been finalized. Right now, it's all in the early planning stages in the zoo administration office. Cameras will get added to all exterior locations down the road. Right now, it's just in the main building because it was already in the main building. The decor will be upgraded. Now, as you can tell, one thing that is different in the first episode of this one versus King's Crossing is the flooring. In the original build, the flooring was whatever the path flooring was. So I made it the wood tile one. But in this one, this is actual decking over the pathing. The pathing is just blank pathing. I got the idea from other builders, actually. So the pavement outside going from the teleport pads into here will eventually be upgraded to stone pathing. And that building will actually get upgraded to non-existent. And the toll booths will be moved inside that doorway, making that the main building to enter. And then this little area where this building is currently, the teleport pads will act like a parking lot of sorts where they just appear like a bus terminal kind of thing. So that is the plan. That's also probably phase 2 when we start building the swamp expansion. Preview. Spoiler. Alright. Now we're going to be working on our second habitat. This habitat right here, I want to go for something else that's unique. It's another animal I have not used that much. The Alpine Ibex. I've used this animal one other time in a long build, long time ago. It was just kind of like a spur of the moment kind of thing I threw in there. It wasn't one I planned for. It was there. And it was one of the new animals in the DLC that I had just got. Um, but since then, I have never used it. So I wanted to take a moment and utilize these two. And so therefore, I'm going to put them in this medium-sized habitat right here, and have them delivered. The habitats will get renamed to match the animal. So when we're doing zoo management stuff, we can find these habitats and know what animals are supposed to be in it if they say die off and we haven't caught it. Or if we decide we're going to change out the animal that's in that location. That is something that's going to happen. The animals that we start with may not necessarily be the same animals throughout the entire series, because animal habitats do change in zoos. Um, so therefore, I want to kind of do that same thing. Now, it did jump ahead a little bit because the recorder broke. And I want to apologize for that. It just kind of flipped out, and a lot of the build had already been done. So, we're going to go ahead and move forward with another part of the build, and then we'll show you what we've done. Here's the administration section underneath. It has been fully redone versus what was originally under here. This leads out to the 3 habitats, the small, medium, and large. The larger habitat over there has the Pierre deer animal in it. This door will eventually lead, that door that we just passed will lead up out to the new swans and the exhibit habitat area. Um, so that's kind of a quick tour of what has been going on so far. Um, I know I say I'm a lot. It's my word. Forgive me. So, but here's what we came up with for the Alpine Ibex. Kind of a little bit of trees, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Made it feel homey. It has all the green marks for them. As you can tell, cleanliness, status. So it works for them. Um, I generally do like bigger habitats so I can spread out and they feel more in the wild. But then I started kind of thinking, well, maybe that's more of a reserve, a wild habitat reserve. This is a zoo. The habitat's got to be smaller so it can be maintained and kept clean. Right now, I'm naming the habitats what they are. This one is the Palaz cat. Right now, we only have 2. We still have the original 2 that we started with. They will eventually start to have kittens. I like this little habitat though. I like how it turned out. I thought about going back maybe down the road. There's plenty of seating on the side with trash cans. So as you can see, this is the Greer Deer something something. We're about to get the actual name. Here, dwarf deer. Anyways, this one was a little bit harder, especially with the water, that rainfall thing right there. I wanted to put it in because it says that it likes that thing, but I honestly have not seen it deal with it. But this is the grand moment, guys. We're going to actually open our zoo to guests. We have 2 different iguanas and 3 different habitats and several food locations. We're going to go ahead and set the prices. This is me trying to figure out why I can't do decimals, but it does increments of dollars and not pointage, so, whatever. And we've officially opened our zoo. We're going to jump across to the path and wait for the first guest to come through to see how this works out. Because as you can tell, the entrance, it's low walls. And now I want them to see the animals coming in, but I want them to progress through to go actually see the animals. So let's see if that works. Takes a moment. Right now, 0. It's like watching water boil. Oh, here comes some guests. We got 2 officially. 7, 11, 15. It's climbing. All right, they're coming in. Oh, perfect timing. The deer are wandering nearby. And the guests are walking and they detour for the wall. Okay, we may have to build a higher barrier right here and block it. Make this more of a tunnel. So I'm going to have to rethink this. I don't want glass. I really. They've all stopped right there. They have not made it into the main door. Not one of them. 2 other habitats and 2 exhibits that are not seen right now. They're just piling up next to the next group. Alright, so we're going to have to build a wall. We're going first. Build out this. See if that works. I mean, because it is a blockage. And no. I think I'm going to have to fix the barrier itself. Some guests did continue on. I'll have to adjust it. Okay. Oh, that's a big adjustment. The wall's higher than they are, which is good. Flush with the stone wall. Okay, that should work. That should make it where they don't want to. Yep, see, they're already starting to turn. That did it. The barrier wall has to be adjusted. Okay. Alright. So we can work with that. We can work with that. Now we need to put the donation boxes in. I'm not worried about one being directly in front of each habitat because it notates what it wants to, you know. I really like that habitat, the way the trees and the foliage turned out. This is perfect. You can see them coming in. They're coming up this main side on the west side of the building, that main walkway, and they're going to come down to this exit. Well, I mean, they have no choice. Um, I think I want to shrink the lesser intelligent. I'm doing a little bit of city zoom animation, creating work zones. Everything that's attached to the main entrance is going to be work zone one. Rename that. Figure that. And now we're putting all these workers into the same work zone. I think that'll fix our problem. The pathing. Alright. I'm not going to talk during this because this is going to be a frustrating moment of trying to fix this. Um, so, bear with me a moment. Alright. Now that we've got that figured out, we're going to now work on the signage for above the iguanas. Um, I have an idea where it will arch over, but I can't get the stone to do what I want to, so I'm gonna go with a different design for now. And I'm gonna try to come back to and make it kind of arch up, like one giant arch over, like the Great Arch, instead of a great indent. I think I'll need those wider. Forgive me, guys. My cat had to get here. Say hi. Alright, now we'll spell it iguanas. Do, 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 do. Alright, getting there. Almost there. Now we gotta adjust them around correctly, or as evenly spaced as we can get. Get them spaced. Now for some lighting. Probably should go with the same lighting that we have. Them. Alright, perfect. Perfect. Alright, I'm excited with that. I may come back to that later and make the letters just float and keep the bottom stone, but I don't know yet. We've got a couple hundred people in here. We're doing good. They're kind of checking out all three habitats. I like that. It's not too crowded, but it's not too sparse. And plenty of seating. I have plenty of trash cans, plenty of lighting. I'm sorry we missed out on that recording during the Ibex and the deer, but the recorder software went down hard. By then I was trying to stop burn, so I had saved the game instead of just starting from scratch. Okay. So therefore, all right. Now I want to take this moment to remind everyone: if you have not already done it, hit that subscribe button, click that like button, and leave a comment down below. Um, Leave some ideas for future animals to be added to the zoo that you would like to see, and different ways to do that. Well, I guess there's you add the animal. Yeah. I do not have any modular animals, just what comes in the official DLCs. And base game at this time. Um, with the game being completed, they're working on Planet Zoo 2. I don't believe any more DLCs will be coming for this game. So, with that being said, this series is going to run from now till the end of the year, most likely, at this point. Just depends where we decide to put the final line. Additionally, I would like to say is outside of enjoying Planet Zoo and Pokemon, I am looking into doing one of those ROM hacks that was suggested in an earlier video. And other than that, I just hope y'all enjoy this series. I know I'm looking forward to it. I'm enjoying building this like no other. So, with that being said, folks, thank you for watching, and I hope y'all have a wonderful day.